Hey y'all, it's me, Lynn Daniel, coming to you today. It is Sunday, November 3rd, 2013. So yeah, how y'all doing? I hope you're blessed and highly favored on this Sunday. So listen, I'm coming today because I don't know if I'm going to be able to make a video this week with some of the things that I have outlined on my schedule. So I wanted to make a video just to answer a couple of questions that I got about my recent videos about preparedness and different tidbits in the news. And people are wondering, I just got a couple of questions of what sparked my interest in the preparedness arena and in some of these different drills and things that are taking place in the news. All right, okay, there is a long story, but the short story is a couple of years ago when I was working on my educational specialist degree, there was a project task that I had undertaken that required a lot of research and delving into different issues about policies that affect education at the federal, state, and local levels. And in doing the research, I came across sequestration and its impact on education, but I noticed the impact of sequestration on society, the military, and it just branched out into so many different facets of society. So that assignment just really sparked my interest, and I started asking some leaders in educational administration about sequestration and what did they foresee its impact would be on their school district. And some of the replies that I got were satisfactory to me. They satisfied the requirement or the answer. And then some of them left me wanting to know more. And now that I'm working on my doctorate, I have been taking some policy courses. And those courses demand that you look at policies and how policies impact education and society. Not just education, what happens in the school building, but it drives you to look at demographics, incomes, jobs, all of it, the whole gamut that involves your demographics, your state, local, and federal dollars that are used to fund educational programs. Policies, what drives policies, and just it's so much information, but it is so relevant to just everyday problem solving, especially when it comes to issues that are politically driven or government driven and that reach down and influence us regular folks. So that's really what got me moving in this direction over the past 2 years. Now, over that course of time, one of my social media friends just kind of hit me to some people in alternative media who have a real clear understanding and a grasp of the issues that impact us, regular folks, that are government driven. They are policies that seem to be double-sided or they seem to have a shadow. They seem to have a public face and a public implementation, but behind that public implementation is a philosophy that is detrimental to the public. At the end of these policies, when the policies are allowed to run their full course, the end result is contrary or totally opposite of what the people are expecting. So, and when you first hear those types of things, you don't want to believe them. You don't want to believe them. You question them, and that's a normal response. And I found that in listening to trustworthy people who have the background, the experience, the knowledge, and the coursework, whether that's experience with their hands-on or through research and investigation, all of those avenues of experience are reliable, when they are sound, when they are grounded in sound practices, and when the people are level-headed and, wrapped tightly, they're level-headed people and they're investigating, you have to listen. You have to pay them some credence to what the research has demonstrated to them. I mean, you don't have to, but it may benefit you. It may save you a bunch of trouble if you begin to at least listen and acknowledge that the research is evidence-based. It is not skewed. Because the thing about research is you can skew it to show whatever it is you want. But some research is very, I want to say difficult to skew, but also it may not be difficult to skew, but if you follow the pattern or if you follow the process, you can find where the skew, the miscommunication went, or where the error lies. So that's why it's important to listen to, especially when you're first starting off and your knowledge base, because my knowledge base is very primary, elementary on some of these issues. I find them interesting because I see a direct correlation between like a trend of what's been going on for the past 10 years. And I also had to admit that a prior stance that I had taken on some issues and just were not the best. It was not the organizations that were pushing these stances and these approaches to solve problems may have meant well, but the outcome was not for the best. And maybe they didn't even mean well to begin with. Maybe they had an agenda to begin with. So all of these things influenced me to where I am today. So I'm learning, and what I'm learning, and I hope all of that makes sense, you all. Take your time. If you have to rewind and listen to what I said, because it got a little windy. But I really want you to understand very simply that my interest was piqued. And so I just followed the interest. And I'm very blessed that I was introduced to, and not personally, through social media, I was introduced to some very sound and reliable sources who are credible, who have a credible body of work to support their stance on these governmental policies that are negatively influencing and impacting us and stripping away our rights. And that may, over the course of the next 10 to 20 years, have a very negative influence and shift in our country. So that's, that's pretty much the gist of it. Someone had asked me, am I having like a psychological loss because I am in the retirement window, the retirement eligibility window? Possibly, retirement is a big change. I am not retiring, but I am in that window of eligibility to retire from teaching. And with that, it brings uncertainty and but I have a lot of options available to me. So even though, I will sense a loss of leaving the classroom when I decide to retire, I have a bright future. So no, I don't think that really has driven me to discuss anything about being prepared or black preppers or preppers, period, whatever your race or nationality or religion or creed or whatever. No, that does not drive my interest in being prepared and preparedness. But I do see right in front of me that our government is in trouble. Our dollar is losing value worldwide. There are signals about our economy that we have been getting for many years, and we have, as a country, been able to patch some things up, and it makes us feel, as consumers and as citizens, it makes us feel assured and that our government is really taking care of us. But our government is in trouble. Our government is in trouble. And I'm not a partisan person, because to me, I think the political parties are two of the same coin. They're two sides of one coin. You know, I just see that the people in leadership, I think, are hand-selected. I think now, you know, I can't really pull up any evidence of that being a fact, but I'm sure I could find people who can bring up or who have a very strong argument for that stance. I just kind of think that there's so much for us to become aware of, and to still appreciate the fun, light topics in life. You know, I still like hair and makeup. I still like to read some light material. I still like those types of things. Keep your things, the music, and keep the things that bring you joy, because that's what they're there for, the aesthetics. They give you the joy in your life. But while you're getting the joy in your life and having the good food and the good conversations with your friends and family, be informed. All right? All right, so thanks for asking. You all go back and watch my video about the November 13th and 14th Drill X2 drill. And you know what? I came to find out that Drill X2 drill, Grid X2 drill, didn't get the name right. Grid X2 drill. It's a power grid down drill on the East Coast, November 13th through 14th. It's supposed to be a North American drill. So that would include Canada, the U.S., and Mexico. Yeah. So just check out that video and leave comments. It's already getting, you know, some views, little interaction. And so if you're interested, just don't be afraid that people are going to see you as a kook and that you are discrediting your professionalism by engaging in the dialogue or in conversation about these issues and concerns. Someone asked me that, was I afraid or was I concerned that bringing up these types of conversations here on YouTube in a public forum would discredit me as a professional person, especially, you know, when I'm studying for my doctorate. So when I get ready for the doctoral candidacy and all of this stuff, will it impact that? Will it diminish my reputation or my credibility as an educator? I don't think so. I don't think so. Especially, you know, I'm very grateful and I feel very blessed that I have been introduced to very credible sources, people who have real world experiences in top organizations here in the United States and abroad, who have worldwide influence. And, you know, I'm not saying that we're friends and we're chummy or any of that. I'm just saying that through social media, that information, those contacts have been provided to me, and I find that they are good, reliable sources. So, and they're credible. And so, yeah, as long as I stick with credible sources, I think I'm doing a pretty good deed in sharing the information. You can't believe every source that you hear. You really do have to be discerning and judging of the information, because there's a lot of miscommunication and misinformation here on YouTube and in social media about, you know, all of this stuff, preparation and the value of the dollar and the government crashing, if it will indeed crash. And there's a lot of miscommunication out there where people really can go off on fringes. So as long as I stay in the right boat with the right group in my own lane, I think I'm good. All right, so thank you all for watching. Be blessed, and leave your questions and comments and click the link below to see what I'm doing. All right, love you. Bye.